What you do for yourself leaves with you. What you do for others is your legacy. And I think Dr. Head has left an incredible legacy in Rockford community in general, as well as for the Rockford University.
We've come a long way since he's been here. He brought a great leadership style at a time that we really needed it. He brought a demeanor that was calming and I think just set a tone that we needed at the time that he came. And the results that he's had have just been short of amazing.
Well, from the very beginning, I think it was special because at Robert's interview, he showed such passion for wanting to come to Rockford and knowing the situation that we were in as trustees. You think about, well, what kind of president are we going to have here? And to see somebody who knew what the problems were, he'd fully researched the institution, and to see his passion for that right from the get-go, I was very impressed by that. I was also impressed by Cheryl because it was the dead of winter. The sidewalks around the college were pretty slippery, and it was cold, and she came in very high heels, and she walked everywhere the entire day. I mean, it was a busy day from morning till night, and she was, as bouncy as she is, and just very positive, and together as a twosome, they made a wonderful pair in the beginning.
When they came to our university, they immediately immersed themselves in the very depths of the operation of the university. But at the same time, they realized how our school is woven into the very fabric of the Rockford community, the greater Rockford community. They've been involved in everything from leadership programs on a community basis, total civic involvement, not only at the university level, but at our public schools, at our private schools, at the other colleges, institutions in the area. It's been a cooperation that has truly created a synergy that has lifted us all.
Well, one of the things that Robert has done in the community is since they have a son who is an Eagle Scout, and Robert, through his church and with Cheryl's help, started a Boy Scout troop. And I mean, he's all in. He goes to summer camp, sleeps in the tents, and whether it's raining, wind blowing, whatever. And they're very proud because of the accomplishments of these young men, because they have one of the young men who apparently is going to be an Eagle Scout before too long, which is a big deal in the scouting world. And he stands tall in that venue as he does in all venues that he participates in. And has been on the local council board, and of course is a great contributor and leader there as well.
Robert is a very easy person to work with. He's not one to or let his emotion show in a big way, but it's just a very, very even-keeled person to work with. Very intelligent, very smart, very good thinker, a lot of wisdom, which has been a huge asset for the university.
Robert's leadership really has helped us all in his quiet way of coming at issues and then looking at them from all different perspectives. He will take the perspective of the faculty as an example and be sure that that's represented in a discussion, or it could be from the finance side, or it could be from how students are looking at it, and he'll draw others in and not just speak through his own lens in those types of discussions. So it makes it a well-rounded decision-making process for us as trustees.
Robert just taught me this different form of leadership it's impressive. It's very impressive. So
one of the gifts that Robert has given to me is the gift of mentorship. The work that I do now is very fast-paced. It's new. I'm learning every single day. And Robert is a guide. He's someone I can go to. He's someone who always listens first before he responds. He's taught me to slow down, to think my actions and my words all the way through before making a commitment.
He's one of the very best mentors I've ever had in my life. And even in these last few months, as we've been in the transition process, he has mentored me. We've spent time together almost every day. And he's been preparing me well to be a college president, teaching me the things that I need to do, mentoring me in fundraising and friend raising and all the things that a presidency entails. But most importantly, I think, is he's a friend. He is a good friend to me. He's somebody that I trust and somebody that I look forward to continuing to maintain a relationship with even after he leaves Rockford.
Cheryl has been a wonderful partner to Robert, and we've been the beneficiary of her beautiful personality and great skills.
The first time I met Cheryl, she gave me a huge hug. Did not know I was not a hugger. She's found it her life's mission to turn me into a hugger. So every time she sees me, she gives me a hug, and over the 8 years I've known her, I've actually learned to hug back. So she's making progress in that category.
Cheryl also has made a profound contribution. She was the one who came up with the idea of the initial fundraiser, the gala. That's been also an excellent source of revenue, but I think as much as revenue, it's also brought to the community knowledge about Rockford College and now Rockford University. So I think that is a gift that will continue as they leave.
There was one of the first trustee meetings that I attended. Actually, we have committee meetings on Friday. So it was after the committee meetings Friday. There was a Friday evening reception that Robert and Cheryl hosted at their home. It was one of the first times that I had been to a committee meeting as the alumni trustee. And it was like walking into your neighbor's house or a relative who lived just down the street. It was just so welcoming, a sense that you'd been there before, that you knew you were going to come back, and the evening was as pleasurable as you would expect.
I think they've built some wonderful relationships. I've only moved back to this area 3 years ago, and so I didn't understand a lot of that town-gown relationship before, but now that I'm here and I see how much Rockford University is in the news, I see how important of a leadership role we do play locally, and I think that the heads have just done a tremendous job in that area, as they have in other areas.
You know, I've had the opportunity, the privilege really, of interacting with Dr. Head in numerous community events and relationships over his time here. We've served on similar boards together. We've been on the Transform Rockford Steering Committee, Alignment Rockford Board, and he and I were asked to co-chair the Better Schools, Brighter Future school referendum campaign together, which was really a great experience. And if we look at the trajectory of our public schools right now, and particularly Robert's leadership and working with Dr. Jarrett in the school district, he's been a phenomenal asset to Dr. Jarrett, to the school system, and I was just really happy to work with him on those referendums.
One of the things that I've really learned by interacting with Robert is the importance of being a great listener. He really picks his spots, and so when he speaks, he's kind of the E.F. Hutton of the Rock River Valley. When he speaks, everyone listens. He listens first and really picks his spots, and when he says something, it just carries an absolutely powerful weight. And so he is highly respected in all circles, and certainly within educational circles.
I think Robert's legacy really was that he was the right person at the right time for Rockford College, and he brought it from instability to a thriving institution in a relatively short period of time. I mean, 8 years is not very long. And in order to do that, you have to increase the financial stability, which he did, and then there was the reorganization of the whole academic part of the institution and the structure of the institution going from a college to a university. That was a big undertaking. And then the reputation of the university, not only locally, but nationally and internationally. Many trips he made to China to try to glean students. But all of this was because he made it a better place for the students to come so that they could learn. And that was the driving force behind this. It wasn't just to make more money or raise more money. It takes stewardship, and he did that.
I think the main thing that he's done is helped us all create a culture of success that I think has legs, that I think has really solidified, as in rock solidified, our progress for the near future.
We've seen, as a family, the ups and downs of Rockford College and now Rockford University, and I've been on the board for a little over 20 years now, and so I have seen a great shift as the fortunes of the college have waxed and waned. From that perspective, the stability and the progress that we have seen under Robert's leadership has been exceptionally heartening, not only to me personally, but to my entire family. There were periods of time when there was a question of whether Rockford College would survive. There's no questions about that today. The question is how much we are going to thrive and how exceptional this organization is going to be on the years going forward as a result of the foundation that we can largely attribute to Robert's leadership.
My family gave originally in a heyday period for Rockford College, and they helped bolster it. Having Dr. Head stabilize this place and get it going again is probably the most positive thing that could have happened in the whole experience. So I am very thankful to him for that.
The thing that makes me most proud about the university is that magic number, which is now 169. I mean, I think of the fact that these individuals sacrificed their very livelihoods to establish in a really wild and remote area an institution for higher learning, and the people that have continued that legacy and built up a university. I think that people like Anna Peck Sill and Charles Spafford would be shocked to see what's manifested itself on this 100 and some acres on the eastern edge of town.
Well, I absolutely want to thank Robert and Cheryl for their many contributions to the community. Again, the amount of time he put in, not only leading the university, but in building the unique collaborative partnership that we created with the Rockford University teacher pathway, the multiple referendums that we were able to work together on, is a testament to his character, capacity, and certainly Cheryl's willingness to be flexible with Robert's time. We are truly a better community because Robert and Cheryl were part of our community for as long as they were. And not only did Rockford University benefit from both of their leadership, but we as a school district and as a community are better for it as well.
The university community is going to miss Robert and perhaps even more so Cheryl tremendously. But I think the city of Rockford is going to miss them as well. I think they have provided a tremendous benefit to the community as a whole, and I'm sorry that they will be relocating to warmer climes, but we were lucky to have both of them for the period that we did.
May the wind be always at your back and the rains fall softly on your fields. Another way of saying that, Robert, might be, may the fairways be wide and the penalties be few. In other words, I really wish you the very best and that all of your dreams come true. It's been a pleasure having you here, and thank you for being our friends.